Talk less. How about you?
That's what I was saying. Not a huge ordeal. Just
12 muzzle loader or what?
That's how it works. I give out myself.
Having legal things going on.
Hey guys, it's 6 o'clock if you want to take a seat.
Good evening, commissioners and guests. I'm Anna Marie Osment, Monroe County Clerk, and I call this organizational meeting of the Monroe County Board of Commissioners to order at the scheduled start time of 6 p.m. I will now ask Deputy Clerk Miles to please call the roll.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Present.
Commissioner Asper, excused. Commissioner Heinzerling?
Present.
Commissioner Lamore?
Present.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Present.
Commissioner Swartout, excused. Commissioner Moore, excused. Commissioner Levens?
Present.
Quorum present.
Okay, if you would please stand to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, once I open the floor for nominations, you can state your nomination. And just so that you know, we don't need a second on the nominations.
We have, for point of order, I apologize, our prayer this morning.
Oh,
Or
I'm
this
sorry.
afternoon.
No, you're
Correct.
Heavenly Father, in our hearts we plan our course, but we pray that you establish our steps. I pray that we seek you for advice. Let us not make decisions based upon what we know, but let us act based upon your wisdom. Guide us, Lord. We place this meeting in your hands, and we place our hearts and our minds in your hands so that you may direct us. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Now I will. So we don't need a second for the nominations. And I will also ask the nominee if they will accept the nomination, just so you know how we're working that. So I will now open the floor for nominations for chairperson for the Monroe County Board of Commissioners for the year 2026, expiring 12/31/2026. Do I have any nominations?
I nominate Dave Wenzel for chairman.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Mr. Wenzel, Commissioner Wenzel, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Okay, if there are no other nominations, we will close the nominations, and I will ask for a motion to vote to place on vote for Mr. Wenzel or Commissioner Wenzel.
I'll make that motion for Dave Wenzel to be the 2026 chairperson of the Monroe County Board of Commissioners.
I second
And I have a
that.
second. And will you call the roll?
Commissioner Lamore?
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Yes.
Commissioner Levens?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, Commissioner Wenzel. You may now take over the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, fellow colleagues, for your confidence in me. I'll try to continue to do the work to the best of my ability for the county. Now moving into nominations for our vice chairperson, I'll open it up for nominations.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for Brian Lamore to lead us in the vice chairman in the 2026 calendar year.
Are there other nominations? No other nominations? One more time, are there any other nominations? And Commissioner Moore, do you accept?
I do.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Lamore?
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Yes.
Commissioner Levens?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling?
Yes.
Motion carries. Yes, we need a motion in a second.
I'll make the
Levens
motion.
made the motion, we just need a second.
And I'll second that.
Perfect. Now motion carries. Thank you, Anna Marie.
Now moving into our agenda, could I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Moved by Lamore, supported by Huffman. Are there any questions on the agenda? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Heinzerling?
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore?
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Yes.
Commissioner Levens?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
If I can now get a motion for approval of the minutes from the December 16th, 2025 meeting.
So moved without the reading.
Second.
Moved by Lamore, supported by Heinzerling. Are there any questions, additions, corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Lamore?
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Yes.
Commissioner Levens?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We now move into our first segment of public comment. Are there those in the audience who wish to address the board? Thank
With your
you.
permission, Chairman Wenzel.
This is Sarah Gabus. She's our attorney for the independent investigation, and she just wants to give some clarifying comments regarding the budget of the investigation.
Yes, thank you. And one other thing, too, I would note is, I noted on the agenda, and I know you just approved it, but the reason for the closed session should be to discuss a confidential attorney-client communication pursuant to 15268-1H, I believe it is.
Okay.
Because we wouldn't talk about the investigative finding, we would talk about my legal opinion during that closed session, which I understand likely won't occur since we won't have a supermajority tonight. So in any event, I'm here. I know that there is some question with regard to the invoicing that you were presented because it did go over budget. The budget you had approved for this investigation was $70,000. $30,000 of that did go toward, there was a couple separate approvals for the $30,000 for the private investigator, the separate fact-finding knob of this investigation. And he's been paid in full, the $30,000, because you did authorize that, you did provide that in terms of a retainer to me, and he has been paid. The remainder of the investigation, the remaining $40,000 was work done by me to review his reports, to review thousands and thousands of pages of documents that were received by my office from several different agencies, businesses, and from the county itself. And so if you have questions specifically about the amount of work that was done, I can speak to that in general terms without getting into any specifics with related to who was talked to, what was looked at as of yet, until I have a full authorization from the board to disclose those findings. But if you have questions, generally speaking, I can certainly speak to that. All I can say is the work was done, and if you want a complete investigation, that's the amount of time that took to review all of the information that we reviewed. There will be more as well. I just wanted to warn you, there is a November invoice coming. I think that's like $600 or so. It's not a lot. There shouldn't be a whole lot of time in December because I had a family emergency that took up almost my entire month. So I didn't do a lot in the month of December. And then there will be time in January, one for me coming to this meeting. There will be some finalization that will happen to the documents that I will have prepared for you. However, I can't do those until I have further authorization from you, one, to make to incur that time, and two, to proceed, which was part of a legal opinion that you have before you. So I can't do that work until it's authorized, but there will be a January bill as well to cover the time coming to this meeting, as well as to cover the additional work that still needs to be done to finalize those reports.
Any questions from commissioners?
Was there anything that you billed for that wasn't authorized to be billed for? I mean, like time-wise? I mean, we had a set budget of $70,000. I mean, is there anything that went over that initially without an authorization from the board?
Well, I guess you could say that my time went beyond what you authorized in terms of your budget amendment. So that speaks to your authorization, I suppose, right, with regard to the time I spent. But if I don't want to give you an incomplete product, so to speak. So I mean, you guys can either authorize that expense or not. But it was work that I wasn't going to leave hanging.
Okay.
Any other questions from commissioners? Thank you, Sarah.
Certainly.
Good evening. I'm Dale Benecki, 2390 Doty Road, Monroe, Michigan. I at one time sat up there, and I've going to explain to folks why I'm not there tonight. I gladly reiterate my previous statements. I respect and will abide by the legal decisions on this matter. However, the timing of legal decisions is one thing I cannot force. With this issue tied up in an unprecedented and unnecessary legal battle, one must ask how long we will subject the constituents of District 2 to zero representation on this board. My constituents were clear in November about who they wanted to represent them, and this was proven in the solid victories I secured. 2,277 constituents voted for me. More than half of my district selected me to represent them. Keeping in mind there were 3 names on the ballot splitting the votes in District 2 Commissioner ballot, making my margins even more concrete. In 2024, several of my colleagues on this commission earned similar majority margins. District 4, Jay Heiserling, won with 62% of the vote. District 5, Brian Lamore, won with 55% of the vote. And District 6, David Wenzel, also won with 55% of the vote. I've been rightfully elected, certified, and sworn in. I have allowed every election law and process with utmost regard. Mr. Brandt's desire to remain in office is superseding the will of the constituents, and one must ask why this is being allowed to continue. We may not have clarity on this judicial decision yet, but the election results clearly demonstrate exactly who District 2 wanted to represent them. The actions you take to reinforce this decision of Monroe County voters is up to you. Thank you. Yes.
I have one more clarifying comment just to make in response to Commissioner Heinzerling's question about the authorization of the work. I wanted to make sure that, like, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, the work was authorized. Me representing you, the county, to do the work was authorized. Whether or not the expenditure is authorized is a budget question for you guys, for you all. So I don't want it to appear in the newspaper or anywhere else that I'm indicating to you that you didn't authorize me to work for you to complete this investigation. So I just wanted to make that clarification.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Other citizens who wish to address the board? Next on the item is we're going to recognize the Jefferson High School football team. But before we do that, before we get out of public comment, the agenda item that takes place after that to move into closed session. I don't think we're going to be able to move into closed session because it takes a majority vote of 2/3, 6 votes. We only have 5 members here. I would like to ask Mr. Goldsmith if he could just give us some guidance on what we do related to not going into the closed session.
Thank you, Chairman Wenzel. So you are 100% accurate to go into closed session to discuss a written attorney opinion, which Ms. Gabus told us about earlier, requires, sometimes it's referred to as a supermajority, but it requires 6 votes of the board. We only have 5 commissioners present tonight, so there's no way possible to go into closed session because it does require six votes. So that will have to be done at a different meeting, at another meeting or a future meeting. And so the written opinion of legal counsel who conducted the special investigation, again, it's not to discuss the investigation or the results of the investigation, it's to discuss a written legal opinion of legal counsel who was assigned to do that job by this board. So that cannot occur tonight. The closed session cannot occur tonight. And I would recommend to the board, although some of you might want to ask Ms. Gabus to provide information in open session, I would recommend to the board that you not do that this evening until you have the opportunity to allow her to explain to you in closed session her legal opinion as expressed in that written correspondence to the board.
And if we found ourselves in a similar predicament 2 weeks from now on the 20th, what would be the counsel then?
Same counsel. However, I suppose if you directed Ms. Gabus to bifurcate or cull out a portion of her opinion to give you advice and open, and she, as the attorney assigned to do this legal work, agrees to do that, that portion could be addressed. But there's certain sensitive, I haven't seen it yet, I'm told there are certain sensitive aspects of her legal opinion that need to be considered by you before you make decisions relative to what eventually will be disclosed. And it centers around liability issues and similar issues.
Any other questions from my colleagues?
So say we went into just open session and there's some stuff that hits the floor that's not good, real not good. What happens where's our protection then? Do we kind of leave ourselves left-winged?
Well, that's the whole point of going into closed session to discuss the written legal opinion of counsel. Sarah, during closed session, Ms. Gabus, during closed session, can advise the board, provide legal advice to the board based on her written opinion, and then the decision on what to disclose and when to disclose it and to whom to disclose it can be made by the board after that. But for her to get up here and just start to discuss the results of the investigation, which again, that's not the point of the closed session. The point of the closed session is her legal opinion. But to start that process publicly without taking advice from your attorney who was charged with this responsibility could lead to unwanted liability. So I hope that answers your question, Commissioner Hoffman. I would advise you not to do that.
Thank you. Ms. Gabus? Yes.
So I know that there are 3 who aren't here, and I do want everybody to know that I'm very eager to get in front of you, to be able to discuss the legal opinion and to then have you come out and direct me as to what to do with all of this information that I have. So that is something that I'm very eager to finish and complete for you. I can't do it until you all have discussed that legal opinion. If you get to a point where you're just not going to have the votes to go into that closed session to discuss the legal opinion, you still have it in front of you. Not tonight, but you have the document that was emailed to you. You can read it, and you can individually call me and ask me questions about that if you have them. What the closed session is for you to talk about it as a group and deliberate the opinion and ask me questions and discuss the opinion as a group. But if we can't do that because you don't have the votes, you can still call me and you can still ask me those questions confidentially. You can't then talk to each other about what I tell you. That would not be permitted except in closed session. But individually, and if you disagree with me, please chime in.
I agree.
Individually, if you need questions answered, but you can't get them answered because we can't get into closed session, that is the solution.
So Judge, Sarah made a very important point. So if that happened and you called and spoke to her individually, that's where that conversation stays. You can't then call another commissioner and discuss with another commissioner, well, this is a conversation I had with Sarah, and this is what she said, and compare notes. You can't do that. That is the purpose for the closed session. Otherwise, you'd have a violation of the Open Meetings Act.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Sounds like we got our hands tied yet. This might be a standoff till the cows come in.
I really hope not.
With the other commissioners not wanting, because they want it exposed out in the public. I think that's their feelings.
And
We were almost
I won't,
prepared tonight to just turn you loose.
and I
Let it get in
won't,
public and do what's gotta be done so we can get this thing behind us and move forward as a team. Because right now, we're so busted up, we still gotta run the county right, you know?
and I very much would like to be at a point where I can do that. I cannot do that until you have all made a decision telling me to do that. And we have to talk about that legal opinion before you can make that decision, so.
I would, and again, I would encourage you not to take any steps tonight until closed session occurs, if it can occur. To discuss it tonight openly in public, and this is not meant to hide anything from the public. On the contrary, this is meant to give you the opportunity in closed session to hear the legal opinion of the attorney you hired to conduct this special investigation. That's what that's for. You're gonna take her legal advice and you're gonna go into open and you're going to make a decision. But until you hear that opinion and until you hear the pros and the cons of that opinion, you're not equipped to make that decision. And that could lead to unwanted liability if you don't go through that process.
On our part.
On
So
your
we
part.
would be,
That's why I'm providing this advice. I think Sarah agrees with that.
I think I speak for the members in attendance tonight, and I don't have a crystal ball. I can't say what occurred prior to our meeting, but I can say the appearance here is one that certainly strikes of a coordinated, decision not to attend our meeting tonight. And, the outright absence of several commissioners not being here with little or no notice appears to be deliberate avoidance. And I think that strikes against the hallmarks of transparency. And that's not how representative government is supposed to operate, where we have an important decision and rather come in here and in serving their civic duty, voting yes or no on a tough issue and just not showing up really strikes me at the core of not good governance of my colleagues. And I'm quite embarrassed that they're not here to get this done, because this is going to drive the cost. We just had an informal public comment time that we've exceeded that cost. Sarah's going to have to come back again. She's going to have to prep her notes, and we're, here ready to get this done, move on with, as Commissioner Hoffman said, our county business, and it's truly just deplorable.
I'd be happy to answer any other questions if you have them.
I know I was prepared to make the motion, but we're gonna hold the fort. We're gonna live off of your shirt right now and just, because I know this thing so far here, even with our person that was just down here in line, Mr. Benicki, we thought everything was right that we did to get to that point. And we still got a snarl with the corruption going on. We don't need to be corrupt. We're up here to take care of our taxpayers and be honest. And that's what we want to do here. That's what we've been trying to do for several months. It's just frustrating, very frustrating.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
With
Thank you,
your
Phil.
permission, Chairman Wenzel, I'll go now.
Yes.
Like, I don't think you need me to stay any longer. If anybody has any questions, you can call me.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, now we'll move into some extremely happy news. And I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Heinzling, but it involves the Jefferson High School football team, who did a complete 180 reversal of the success on the football field. And I happened to work there for about 15 years, so I can't tell you the pride that I have in having you guys come here so that we can recognize your achievement and honor you. So I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Heinzling.
Would anybody from Jefferson please step on up? Coaches, players, superintendent? All right, so Members of this team include Hunter Barton, Luke Boudry, Jordan Belton, Jake Brewer, Alex Brown, Braden Burkmeyer, Logan Doro, Gage Duval, Devin Early, Caden Etheridge, Ethan Fields, Tommy Fountain, Brett Janot, Francis Gerlach, Logan Gotowski, Memphis Gray, Grant Hakos, Caleb Henry, Noah Hintz, Drake Jones, Jet Jones, Hunter Kress, Jonathan Lufo, Josh Mazarant, Trey Olenberg, Tristan Palmer, Brody Pancone, Carson Petit, Caden Pfeiffer, Stefan Portfield, Ryan Roberts, Trevor Stamper, Keegan Stefko, Lincoln Tulik, and Eli Wagner. Whereas this team now holds most of the school's single football records, including most points scored, 545. The old record was 427 of total yards. Most rushing yards, most touchdown passes, most touchdowns. The longest kickoff return, 99 yards. Quarterback Luke Boudry now holds the school record for most career passing yards. Wide receiver Hunter Barton led the team with 342 receiving yards, averaging 15 per catch. Kickers Caleb Henry and Trey Olenberg were 100% in points after touchdowns. And some of the other top athletes starting both offense, defense are Keegan Stefko, Luke Boudry, Brent Janot, Logan Gotowski, Trey Olenberg, and Caden Pfeiffer. You guys, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Fine job.
Thank you.
Let me just say congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
You guys want to stand in front of here and get a picture with the whole board?
Good job. Good job.
Well, I'm still too short.
Still too short. Stand on a chair.
Hoffman, you gotta go a little bit this way. Windows, a little bit. Perfect. All right, everybody smile. Wonderful.
Go back to Facebook. The district Facebook page. I'm assuming that's a yes. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Good job.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, of course. You're welcome.
Good job.
Okay, next on our agenda is new business. Item A, payment of accounts payable current claims report. Payment of the January 7, 2026 accounts payable current claims report in the amount of $1,308,886.03. Could I get a motion?
So
Make
moved.
that motion.
Moved by Lamore, supported by Huffman. Are there any questions? I'll turn it over to Ms. Meyer.
Good evening. On page number 1, vendor number 31955, Cummins Bridgeway, it's a generator repair. Vendor number 50005, Esri Inc., annual software fee for the GIS software. Page number 2, vendor number 80904, House Arrest Services, it's the November Indigent Tether Services. Vendor number 131507, Michigan State University, quarterly contractual extension services. Page number 3, vendor number 140390, Knoll Lawn Service, snow removal services at various county facilities. Vendor number 190900, Schindler Elevator Corp., is preventive maintenance on elevators at the main jail and Stoner Kemmerling facilities. Page number 4, vendor number 230035, GB Warnke and Associates, is contractual survey services provided through the remonumentation grant. Page number 6, vendor number 722253, Vital Core Health Strategies. It's the monthly contractual medical services provided to the jail and dorm facilities. And on page number 7, vendor number 903817, Sail and Bean Trucking and Excavating. Drain project costs paid through the Drain Commission, and that's the end of my list.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinderling.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next is payment of non-claims. Letter A, check register dated December 26, 2025, in the amount of $94,041.77. Letter B, check register dated January 2nd, 2026, in the amount of $667,854.33. Could I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Lamore, supported by Heinzerling. Any questions on this motion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinderling.
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, under board action, number 1, presentation of the 2025 Farm Bureau policy and updates by Mr. Doug Darling, Monroe County Farm Bureau.
Good evening. I'm Doug Darling. I'm a full-time farmer here in Monroe County, and I'm here to present the resolutions. And we appreciate a number of you county commissioners have been to our county annual over the past years and even last year to see how our policies are developed by the grassroots, by the farmers in Monroe County. To give you a little bit of perspective, Monroe County has about 190,000 acres of farmland. There's about 1,100 farmers, or excuse me, 1,100 farms in the entire county. We raise about 73,000 acres of soybeans, about 59,000 acres of corn, 24,000 acres of wheat, to put in perspective. We also raise a lot of tomatoes and potatoes in this county. We're quite diversified with also the greenhouse and fruits and vegetables that we have raised here. But the letter was given out to all of you for reference, and I'm going to kind of read through it because I don't want to paraphrase and miss something and do a disservice to the members that worked so hard on developing this. The first issue is specifically the tile drainage and roadside ditches. We're aware of the regulations preventing new farm drains from systems from being installed with outlets into the road drainage ditches unless there are also a county drain. However, we are aware of recent improvements by the Road Commission, the Monroe County Roadways, that have had major changes to existing roadside ditches, and some of those recent changes in grading of the road right-of-way in the Monroe County has had a negative impact on the adjacent farmland. Roadway improvement and grading has diverted surface water onto farmland that has caused crop losses. Changing in the elevation of the roadside ditches in some cases has eliminated the continued use of the roadside ditch for existing tile outlets, which in many cases have been there for decades, rendering the drainage system inoperable. Since 2024 Monroe County Farm Bureau annual meeting, Monroe County Farm Bureau has communicated directly in person with the Monroe County Road Commissioners and the Monroe County Commissioners, which you had the misfortune of seeing me last year doing this, that we have presented this issue to them to express the concerns of the farmers and the lack of farmer input when road improvements are being planned, specifically when there's a potential impact of water movement, both subsurface and surface, onto the adjacent lands, and the improvements could be impacting by those elevation changes. So therefore, be it resolved, when the reconstruction of a roadway by the Monroe County Road Commission makes changes to the roadside ditch, the impact tiles outlets historically allowed into these ditches, initially designed in site plan, should include those farmer operators in that said land. When the reconstruction of the roads by the Monroe County Road Commission is designed, there must be a plan for the surface water to be diverted in a manner that will prevent runoff onto adjacent farmland. The Monroe County Farm Bureau continues to express our concerns that this issue with the Monroe County Road Commission with both written and in-person communications. So what we're looking for from the Monroe County Road Commission is a better working relationship when they're doing changes to road designs, that they're in contact with the actual landowners in those areas where they're doing it. Because as I said, a number of the field tile, some of them have been there for decades. And with the changes in the road design, some of them that they've actually capped off some of those tile, and so it's created a real problem economically for those farmers. Also, there you received with this packet, the letter, was the actual letter that the Monroe County Road Commission gave back to the Monroe County Farm Bureau last year after they presented these issues and concerns. And they basically cited the state statute, and there wasn't very much of an attitude of cooperation, and that was some of the concern that a number of the farmers had when we went to going through our grassroots process again this year. The second resolution, which is rural road designs, this is addressed because Monroe County Road Commission has done a number of road projects throughout the county, which is great that we improve our roads and improve the drainage, but some of the designs cannot accommodate an agriculture truck. A farm truck cannot make some of the corners that have been put in and designed. And I've seen some of this firsthand. We've got one up in our area that my truck, I have to get into the wrong lane physically, which is a problem when you fortunately it's a stop sign, but you cannot physically make a turn with that truck and trailer down a road to your farmland that you've had for decades. And then there's also the lovely roundabouts. Everybody's gotten adjusted to the new designs of roundabouts. Unfortunately, some of the roundabouts in some of the communities, they're so narrow, farm equipment cannot navigate all the way around. If there's a single lane roundabout, many of them are only about 16 foot from curb to curb or the slight tapering. Number of your combines are 17, 18 feet from outside dual to outside dual because of the size of equipment that we're having to run to cover our acres, to cover our costs because of the lack of manpower that we have. So I'll get into the resolution. Rural road designs. The Monroe County Road Commission has been changing road intersections throughout the county. Unfortunately, several of the new intersections, such as narrow roundabouts, cannot accommodate agricultural equipment. Since Monroe County is a major agricultural community, we asked the Monroe County Road Commission engineers to reevaluate these changes. The goal is to ensure that the roads can accommodate agricultural equipment and the trucks to transport the food, fuel, and fiber. We also request the Monroe County Road Commission consult with farmers in any proposed projects. This consultation should focus on the design, the impact of the ag equipment for the flow of traffic. Therefore, be it resolved, we recommend the new language be incorporated also into our state policy that the Michigan Department of Transportation be required to require County Road Commission engineers to evaluate future road projects to accommodate agricultural equipment, trucks, and for their uses on the road. So I appreciate your time this evening and listening. And like I said, you've heard some of this from last year when we came in because the concern is still there. There's been more road improvements done throughout the county, and we're grateful because we all drive with our cars and our pickup trucks. But some of the designs do not accommodate agricultural equipment. And why do people want to move out into the rural areas of Monroe County? Is because we have open space, we have farmland. And if it continues to make it harder for farmers to make a livelihood and be efficient doing it, then you see fragmentation where you start seeing houses being sold, other uses that are going into that farmland. And so anything that impedes agriculture's ability to be economically efficient, that hurts our ability to continue to have the open space that people appreciate in Monroe County. So with that, I don't know if you have any questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Doug, would it help if they lowered them curbs on them roundabouts? Because I know we hang up on them with the low boys too.
Yeah.
A lot of times we carry a bunch of extra plates, steel plates, and then we have to jack ourselves off our low boy to get high enough. But if they were to lower them possibly, will that help?
Yeah.
I know it's a mess. I've been in roundabouts already, and there you are.
Yes.
Traffic blocked up 4 ways, and you're trying to get across, and people getting out of hand. And
some of the designs, they're putting a rigid curb. Some designs have a very tapered curb on those roundabouts. So they make it a, quote, drivable center. If you drive up through Washtenaw County, because they've been a little bit more aggressive with putting in these roundabouts, and the amount of truck tire tracks through the track over that middle part. But actually, I've seen cars go over parts of those things as well as people are trying to navigate those things. So the taper would help, but they're not incorporating those on a lot of the spots. And the one example for up in the rural area up in London and Raisonville Township, Exeter Township, that is a Y. And the one branch of the Y, it used to be you could navigate with an articulated truck and trailer or like your truck with a lowboy. You would not want to take your truck with a lowboy trailer around that corner because you're going to rub your front tire on the one curb and the back tire on the inside of the trailer is going to go over the other curb. So, anyway,
Well, I just want to say too, Doug, you go way back with me, and I knew your dad, Mr. Darling, real well. This guy's been farming forever in Monroe County, and he was a lobbyist for many years. He's been involved with a lot of bills up in Lansing. This guy's a jewel to have right here. Thank you for what you do for us.
our farm's been in the family for 193 years now.
Wow.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you, Doug. Our next item is a letter dated December 17th, 2025, from Ms. Jamie Dean, Health Director, requesting approval to apply for a public health capacity building mini grant from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services in the amount of $10,000 with no matching funds required. Could I get a motion?
So moved. Support.
Moved by Lamore, supported by Levens. Are there questions or comments on this motion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item is a letter dated December 30, 2025, from Ms. Crystal Comer, Fiscal Manager, requesting the board accept and acknowledge the Monroe County Opportunity Program Community Development Block Grant Program income funding in the amount of $72,784 with no matching funds required. Could I get a motion?
Make that motion.
Second.
Moved by Huffman, supported by Heinzerling. Mr. Bosanic?
Tom and I had a conversation here, sidebar. We would ask Mr. Chairman if you would just simply pause and ask for any public comment on this matter before the board acts on it. And again, there's a resolution behind the second page. It talks about, public hearing. We believe that allowing public comment on the application would be sufficient, and just for the public's benefit, this is really about recognizing program income that the Monroe County Opportunity Program receives, to accept that program income and then use that program income for emergency repairs and projects to low-income to moderate-income families and households in Monroe County. And there's a portion of that that covers their administrative costs, but the entire amount is essentially used for these program costs. So if the chairman would be so kind as to just open up for public comment about
I
this
would,
application.
it would probably be appropriate I read it again so that.
Read the resolution, yeah.
Okay. Letter dated December 30, 2025, from Ms. Crystal Comer, Fiscal Manager, requesting the board accept and acknowledge the Monroe County Opportunity Program Community Development Block Grant Program income funding in the amount of $72,784 with no matching funds required. Are there members of the public who would like to comment on this? Yes.
It's not ongoing, it's periodic. It's based upon the Community Development Block Grant Program, which we simply act as a fiduciary for the MCOP as the county. And our role is to just have the funds flow through us. But in terms of the program administration, criteria, and executing the program, that resides with the Community Action Program agency, which is the MCOP. But I can't tell you, it's not every year. We haven't done this in a number of years, and so this is simply recognizing what the MCOP has advised us that they are in receipt of. And since we're the fiduciary, it's required by the governing board of the county to act on this matter, to accept the program income, and then authorize the expenditure of the program income as was defined for those two categories, for the emergency repair costs and the administrative expense to administer the program. Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I answered the question from the audience.
That's fine. Ms. Myers, could you state your full name for the record? For the...
I'm sorry, Darla Myers.
Thank you, Darla Myers. Additional members of the audience that wish to comment on this? Seeing none, we'll move to roll call, please.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item is a letter dated December 29, 2025, from Ms. Anna Marie Osment, County Clerk, requesting approval to submit the Rediscovering Our Revolutionary Tradition Records Preservation Grant application to the National Endowment for the Humanities for up to $750,000 with no requirement to match funds. Could I get a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Lamore, supported by Heinzerling. Are there questions or comments on this motion? Or Anna Marie, do you want to comment on?
So in 1897 is when we had our first courthouse fire. So there are some records missing, but we have birth records that go back to 1874. We have death records going back to 1867, and marriage records back as far as 1818. And some of these are in poor condition. And by doing the restoration project and digitizing, then they'll be into perpetuity, and they'll be available. The property records we hold at the museum. They're holding those records for us, and when they do the restoration project over there and expansion, they'll actually have a room where people who do genealogy can go and research those records.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item is a letter dated December 16, 2025, from Mr. Jesse Stanford, County Treasurer, submitting the county treasury bond for 2026. Could I get a motion?
Make that motion.
Second.
Moved by Hoffman, supported by Heinzerling. Any questions for Jesse on this? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item is a letter dated December 17, 2025, from Mr. Michael Wolford, Equalization Director, submitting the 2025 Monroe County Equalization Study. Could I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Lamore, supported by Heinzerling. I'll turn it over to Mr. Wolford.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, Commissioners. So what we have before you this evening is the equalization study. It's a year-long process from the Equalization Department where we determine the true cash value for each class of property in all of the 19 the jurisdictions within the Monroe County. Separate studies of each classes of property were performed utilizing appraisals and sales. The studies measure the true cash value of the individual classes, comparing the assessed value and the sales that happened or the appraisals versus last year's assessed value. It's basically we use mass appraisal methods, determine the countywide market value for each class of property over the 2025 calendar year. We've completed 2,125 appraisals and utilized 3,576 sales in this year's study. In the agricultural class, we had 976 appraisals. In the commercial class, we did 799 appraisals / sales because we did sales studies in the city of Monroe. In the industrial class, we did 377 appraisals. In the residential class, we had 3,549 sales that were utilized. And we are projecting a true cash value for 2026 in an amount of $21,916,712,619, which is an increase of 6.38% over the previous year. We've shared these studies and collaborated with all the local assessors. We've also worked with the Department of Treasury, the State Tax Commission staff to ensure, because they perform an audit on us every year, and it's a partnership where we give them our information, they look it over, come in, ask us questions on our process and procedures and how we did the work. We've cooperated with them. The study has been uploaded to the State Tax Commission's website, And the way the law reads is I got to give a copy to them and give a copy to you. So this was your copy. The sidebar, the CPI this year is going to be 2.7%. So the study is projecting true cash value, dealing with assessed values and stuff, but in 2026, looking at a 2.7% CPI, meaning as the taxable values should go up at least 2.7%. We'll have new construction and such and uncappings of properties that will make that a little larger, but the CPI at 2.7 is the lowest it's been in a while. 2024 was 5.1%, which had to be rolled back down to 5% because it can only increase the rate of 5% of the rate of inflation, whichever is less. In 2025, the CPI was 3.1%. And I would request that I can answer any questions, but ask that it just be placed on file.
Yeah, Mike, I have one question. Is there an effect that could trickle down from these data centers if one does happen to land in the county? Will that help taxpayers at the end on their taxes? Would that lower them any? There's supposed to be such a volume of income with all these storage of clouds and all that. I don't understand it all, but.
So I think you had a really good question last time I was up here too. So it's complicated, but the answer is, I've done research on looking at these and, will it affect property values in a negative? And I don't see anything that could happen. I've seen where property values have actually gone up in areas where these data centers went in. Would they lower the taxes on people? If you have a large value property that comes in, let's say in Dundee, where you have the schools that have they've got large part of the property taxes in Dundee go to the schools for the building and such that they've passed. That would be paid off quicker. And so the residents in Dundee School District would have lower payments on that.
You benefit on your taxes and the school tax.
It would benefit, your taxes in that regard would go down. The village probably wouldn't have to levy as much mills either. When I come in with my 4029, when I come to the county of Monroe and I say, you guys, we should spread the full amount of millage rates, from anywhere from the county of Monroe to any of the local jurisdictions, they could not levy the maximum amount because, they might say, well, we don't need to collect that much money because we have this new high dollar taxpayer that came in. And so we don't have to levy as much. And then.
So it could trickle down to the taxpayer.
I would assume that there's, if you're some of the general law townships would not need to levy as much because they're not producing services.
Thank you, Mike.
Any other questions? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzeling?
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore?
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Yes.
Commissioner Levens?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Our final item is establish a date to submit proposed changes to the Board of Commissioners bylaws.
I'll make a motion to move to establish the date for any suggestions to the bylaws. I just asked to modify the requested date being February 13th to make that reflect March 15.
I'll second that.
Moved by Mr. Levens, supported by Mr. Hoffman. Mr. Graham?
Just as a point of clarification, and the change is fine, I will be working on those bylaws, and I work with the staff, the administrator, and we'll continue to work on that. That date that you are going to vote on, I want that to be the date, I would like that to be understood to be the date that the commissioners can present any of their proposed changes. And then we'll get to you the final product after that you can vote on, which takes a 2/3 vote at some point after that, okay? I mean, we'll work on it, but I mean, I want to have the commissioners have an opportunity to present any changes they might. I mean, we hardly ever get any, but sometimes we do.
Any discussion on the comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we now move into our final public comment segment. Are there members of the audience who wish to address the board? Seeing none, we'll move into announcements. A listing of the Board of Commission meetings will be publicly posted on the county website. We gave the tribute and certificate to the Jefferson Bears varsity football team. I believe Commissioner Swartout presented the special tribute recognizing the Monroe County Opportunity Program for a 5-star rating on the STAR Assessment Report, so I think we're good on announcements. We'll now move into members' time. Vice Chairman Lamore, congratulations.
Thank you, Chairman, and congratulations to you as well. Very happy that you guys and appreciate your confidence in me to be the Vice Chairman, so thank you for that. Very disappointed, though, in my other colleagues that sat out, or I'm sorry, that were absent tonight. Meeting was scheduled for over a year, and we have 3 people absent tonight. And I can only attribute that to not wanting to see what's on the investigation. And in terms of that, as I've said to several other people, this investigation's purpose was to exonerate or to incriminate, and basically, if you have nothing to hide, nothing to fear, don't be an obstructionist to it. And that's what's appalling to me, is that tonight we have 3 commissioners that aren't here tonight. Thus, we can't go forward with the investigation. It's frustrating to us as this board that you see up here. It's obviously frustrating to our audience out there as well. Let's just get this thing done. What are we waiting for? What are we hiding? Move forward with it, get it done, get it over with, and let's do the county's business. We're not serving our constituents well right now. And all of us have a part in it. Either we want to move forward and get this right and do it now, or just let it continue on. I, for one, am sick and tired of the waiting on this, and I think that we need to put it to a head and get it done. And I would suggest that we get it done at the next meeting. And I ask the other commissioners that are absent tonight to have the fortitude to get this thing done. Otherwise, this is going to just continue on for the rest of the year, and nobody wants to see that, including myself. That's all I've got to say regarding that. I'd like to congratulate the Jefferson football team. That was obviously, it's something that we pride ourselves in being able to do here, and congratulating our great attributes that are out there scholastically, athletically. I can't praise them enough for having such a great turnaround this year, and I'm very proud of them for what they did. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Heinzerling. Commissioner Huffman.
I would like to echo what Commissioner Lamore said. I'm on board with everything he says, and like I've been saying every meeting, good will prevail and evil will fail. But you know, the thing is, it's almost a money game now. Who's got more money? Who can take this the furthest? And that character should get up and walk right out of here and say, hey, at least I got some status left to myself as a person, instead of running this county through such a mess that it's going through. We should not have to be putting up with this aggravation that started out with a lie. Here we are. That's all I can say. I could keep going on, but thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Levens.
I'd like to congratulate leadership. I like to acknowledge on shouldering the burden onto Brian, who accepted the nomination without protest. It's your mantle now.
I didn't say I didn't protest it.
But on a deeper side, though, I do express my likewise frustration with what is obviously this evening a coordinated and deliberate avoidance of an important meeting to put all this nonsense behind us. And now here we are, kicking the can again at taxpayer expense. And I'd like the next meeting, those members, I mean, they were officially excused, but I say it's an absence. It was a deliberate absence to avoid the meeting this evening, to block the vote, and that's not open deliberation. That's not how we properly conduct business. Like Commissioner Lamore said, if there's nothing to hide, let's get this done. I miss the days when we just did our county business. We acknowledged teams that came in to celebrate their accomplishments. We passed our bills, and we were devoted to public service. This nonsense and shenanigans has to come to an end, and I'm going to see to it the next 60 days we get closure one way or another. I have a separate skill set. I can bring the acumen that I've learned in the legal field here and just get that report out. We're protected with governmental immunity. We have that opportunity to have that out there, get out there and put it to rest so we can do our business. And if we can't have the closed session, then just the report rolls out. We kick it to the AG. It gets where it needs to be, and we're done. This silliness needs to end. So with that, I have nothing further, and I'm hoping for a properly attended, business-like meeting our next time we get together.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to thank my colleagues for your confidence in giving me another opportunity to lead the board in this coming year. I will absolutely do my best to do that. Congratulations to Vice Chairman Lamore. Thanks for taking this on. And I also want to thank Commissioner Liebens, because of all years, this was probably the most challenging year that I could have picked to become a vice chairman. And he has helped me traverse many of these complicated and confusing issues with great acumen and expertise, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much. I also want to congratulate Jefferson High School football team. I worked there for 15 years. That's a high-quality school with high-quality students and staff members. And when I see Jean Janot sitting out in the audience, it just brings back great memories of the kind of people that lead Jefferson High School. And so thank you for bringing that award to the board meeting tonight, Commissioner Heinzerling. The only thing I'll say on this investigation is that rest assured, this investigation will come to a completion. And we will find out what we need to find out, and so we can move this county forward. With that said, meeting is adjourned.